What is up, everyone? Welcome to another series, another episode of the Hotel Reservation. Today we are going to inspect, let me show you the hotel handlers. We are basically going to do some pagination, right? Very important, pagination, filtering, all that shenanigans that we're going to do. Of course, I'm going to basically show you how to do this for hotels, but we can actually implement that in a lot of other handlers. The question is, should we do that? I think once you have a good example on how to do it, you can do that yourself. I think it's a very good exercise. Yes, so the first thing that I want to do is basically go to our seats, right? Because if you want to paginate, we need to have a lot of hotels. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say I'm going to make this 100 hotels here. I'm going to say fixtures.add hotel, and it's going to be the store. We need how I'm going to do this name. We're going to say, you could do, actually, to be honest, I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to say fmt as print f, and I'm going to say something like random hotel name. Doesn't really matter. You could use something like faker or something. I'm going to do this %d, which is going to be the y. That's going to be, the name is this, right? You could do whatever you want, right? Some random stuff. And then we're going to say add hotel store name. What do we need? We need a location. So we're going to say location is going to be location. %d, and we're going to say the location here. We're going to get stars. So we're going to say rand int n. That's how you get a random integer between whatever you type in here. So we're going to have a random integer between 5 and 0, but we don't want it 0, so we're going to say +1. And then we are going to say, yeah, we don't need the rooms. That's fine. Let's make C to see if it's working. That seems good. Let me quickly check Compass here. Let me quickly check here. Bookings, that's fine. Hotels, and we have a lot of hotels, right? Random hotel, name 14, 16, all good. 101 documents, look at that. That's good. This window is actually, yes, fine. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to open up a Thunder request. We're going to say HTTP localhost 5000 API v1. What's going on here? Crumbles on my hand. API v1 hotel, right? That's that, but we need the out here, so I'm going to copy this GBT token, and I'm going to say X API token, and that's going to be this bad boy here. I'm going to make run and delete the console, remove it by the way, and I'm going to send. Boom. So now we have this beautiful 101 hotels here, right? Now we're going to filter, actually paginate and filter. So let's open up hotel handler. Handle get hotels, right? So we're going to first try to pseudo-code it a little bit, see if it works, and then we are going to make it better, right? That's a very important aspect. Don't try to over-engineer stuff. Try to first come up with something that works, and then once that is, you have something that you can verify that it works, right? So we're going to have get hotels. We need a couple things. This is going to be our filter. And we need to pass something else, and that's going to be an Mongo options, find options. The problem is, let's hard code it to Mongo, but we need to be careful because we don't want to tie our handlers to a specific database, right? So we're going to say opts is going to be options dot find options. New keyboard here, by the way. That's why I'm a little bit rusty, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, let's save. That's fine. And then we're gonna say options dot set skip. And it's going to be the page plus -1, by the way. Page -1. And then we need to do opt.setLimit. Is it page -1? I think it's page -1 times the limit. Limit. And we're going to say set limit is going to be the limit, right? Of course, we don't have a limit, so we're going to say page is going to be 1, and the limit, that should be in64s, by the way. The limit is going to be 10 for now. Let's cast this to an N64 because that's what it wants. We're going to fix that later on, no worries. Int64 limit. And then we are going to say here, this filter is for later on, and this is going to be the options. We're going to put the options in here. Opts, place. Opts, just like that. We can't because this store doesn't have that, right? So we need to fix that. So we're going to say get hotels here, and we're going to put in, and you're going to see that we are basically tying this to Mongo, but we're going to fix that very soon. A pointer to options, find options, just like that, and then we are going to fix that here. Get hotels, filter map, opts, pointer, options, dot find options. Boom. And then we're gonna put in the options here. Opts. All good. I think we are set. Let me go back to hotel handler. We can't because we need a pointer to these guys. No problem. Just like that. Clear, make a run. Boom. Open. Wait. Did we made a mistake? Hotel store. I think we forgot some pointer shenanigans. This is pointer. That's fine. Fine. Cannot use opt variable. What's going on here? Hotel handler 51. 51. 51. This is 51, right? What's going on? Did I say? Did I not save this? It could be. Yeah, it's working. That's what I thought. All right, new request here. Boom. So we're gonna send that. So now you're gonna see that we have only 10 hotels, right? You see, only 10, and we could basically kill this. Open up hotel handler once again, and we could say a limit 2, right? You want a limit 2. Page is gonna be, for example, 3, right? Page 3, limit 2. Make run. Hop. New request, send, and then we're gonna have, let me close this. You see, we have 2 of these guys. Of course, hard-coded stuff. We don't want that, right? A couple things we need to do. First of all, what we're gonna do is we're going to DB, because we need to, listen, I will show you, right? So what we need to do is basically the user needs to provide, or with your API, you can provide something like hotel, question mark, and we're going to say, for example, the page is going to be 1, and the limit is going to be, for example, 10, right? So you can actually customize that as a request. The problem is, if I send, it's going to work because it's all hard-coded, right? But because we need to parse this into a query, right? Into a query filter. But a couple things we can do that, right? You could say in Fiber, there is something that is called query parser, right? And this thing takes in whatever you want, right? Basically, it goes like this. If R, right, is going to be query parser and the R is not nil, we are going to return the R, right? That's what we're going to do. And actually, we're going to return an R bad request. So what we could do here, we could say, for example, that the query filter could be a map of string any, right? And then we could do this, hop and query filter. And it basically, let me print that out so you guys can see that. println the query filter. The query filter just like this. Let's kill this, make a run once again. And now if we send this, of course it's going to be an invalid JSON request, for I have no reason why. Can we not do a map? That would be actually savage. Hotel handler. That would be savage. We can't. We cannot do this. Well, no worries, because this is not my favorite approach anyway, right? I want to basically make a strict query filter. This is not strict because it could be a map of any string to any, right? We don't want that. So what I'm going to do, what do we have DB here? I'm going to make, do we have DB utils or something? Nope, but that doesn't matter. What we're going to do is this. We're going to make type, we're going to make a query filter itself. You could call this query filter, but you could also specify this query filter to a specific resource, right? You could say, for example, hotel query filter. It's going to be a structure. And in this case, it's going to have, to be honest, we could do this. I'm not a big fan of this. Wait, let me quickly think about that. Because I'm trying to come up with some things on the fly. Well, let's first start simple. Query filter, right? And that's going to be, we're going to say a limit in 64. And we're also going to say the page is going to be in N64, right? So we have a query filter in the hotel handler right now. We're going to say that the var query filter is going to be db query filter, right? And this should actually work. Make run new request, send that. Right, now it's working. So if we see in the console, we're going to see that we have the query filter parsed, right? 10 is the limit and 1 is going to be the page, right? So that's already good. Hotel handler. So what we're going to do now is we can get rid of this page, this limit. These options are basically MongoDB specific options, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is, let's comment these out for a bit. We're going to say here, instead of ops in our store, we're going to do something else, right? We're going to say, let me go to get hotels with GD, hop, just like that. And it's going to be on the bottom. And we're going to say here, get hotels, where is this bad boy here? We're going to say, instead of using this options query, this find options, we're going to say, let's call this a Q filter, the query filter. Because this is also a filter, right? But that's for filtering based on stars and name and rating and all that stuff. So the question is, do we want this filter to be here? Maybe we should call this a pagination filter. I think that's the play here. That's the angle. Where is my DB? I'm going to call this pagination filter. Just like that. Let's go open up hotel handler. So you see, very important that you have an ID and you basically going to iterate through your ID over time, right? There is no... Be creative. Try things out. Don't be afraid. You know what I mean? Try stuff. If it fails, it's going to fail, right? If it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. If you think it's awkward, try something else, right? Keep iterating. You know what I mean? It's going to be the P filter. Fiddler. It's going to be DB pagination filter. Actually, we could do it with a var. Why not? Let me delete this. Hop. It's going to be the P filter. Actually, to be honest, Pagination, db.pagination. That's even better, guys. It's even better. Isn't that amazing? Boom. Pagination, db, pagination. This, parse it to pagination. That's fine. Of course, this is going to be this pagination. Yes, pretty perfect. It's not going to work because getHotels is not configured yet for that. So we're going to say this is going to be a pointer to a db pagination. And then this is going to be a Q filter. That's not true. That's going to be a pagination p page, a pointer to pagination. Yes. And of course, now we need the ops here, so we're going to keep that in. Now we're going to set the ops. We're going to say ops is going to be options.find options. We're going to say ops.set skip. And that's going to be pagination.page -1 times limit, page limit. What's going on here? Options. Yeah. And we also need to say ops.set limit is going to be the page limit. And there's going to be the ops that should need a pointer, so we're going to say an ops. And that's going to be fine. Look at that. Now we have this clear thing set up. Can we do set limit here? We can. So we could actually do this. Nope. Just like that in one thing. That's fine. If you want to make it cleaner, you could do even this. Right? Depends. Actually, to be honest, I think this is better. Ops is clearer, right? Ops, set limit, just like that. It's fine. Okay, cool. Is there something wrong here? db pagination. It's going to be a pointer. We are in db, so it's going to be a pointer to a pagination. And then hotel handler should be fine. Yes, this can be completely deleted. Right, so we first do our pagination. We parse our query into our pagination. But this is going to be problematic, but we were going to fix that soon. And then we have our, and yes, it's going to be fine. Let's do clear, make run. We go to new request here. Let's close this up. So I'm going to say page 1 limit 10, boom. And I'm going to have a limit of 10. I could say limit 1, I'm going to have a limit of 1, right? Let's do limit 5, boom, 5 limit. Let's do page, for example, page 5, boom. Page 5, location 19. If I do page 10, I'm going to have location 44. You see? What we should do, actually, to be honest, is you should basically make your response a little bit better, right, here, because this is like, there is no way for the front end to basically check what is going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that up a little bit. So we're returning these hotels here. And what you could do, for example, is you could do an API response, actually maybe a resource response or something. Resource response is a structure, right? And we're going to say that the data or results, actually, results is going to be a slice of any. We need to JSON this thing. So we're going to say JSON is going to be results. Actually, let's call this data. Yeah, let's call this data, and we're going to say here results. That's going to be an integer. We're going to say results here. Yeah. What do we need? We're going to say page is going to be an integer. Let's copy this real quick. Copy, paste, page, and maybe we're going to give it a limit. That doesn't matter, right? Because, yeah. Yeah, something like that. So what we could do is basically return a resource response Can we make one? That's the question. Func new resource response. We want the data, which is going to be a slice of any. If we return a single result, it doesn't really matter. This is basically a resource. If there is, maybe we should change the name. That's maybe a good thing. And we're going to return this resource response here. So we're going to say return resource response, not new resource, return resource response. You see, why is this type hinting? That's annoying me so much all the time. It's basically changing everything up. I don't want that. This one, that's what I need. The results is going to be, we could do len of data, right? Then we're going to say that the data is going to be the data. Of course, we are a problem because we don't have the page. So we're going to say page is going to be page. Let's give this here, page, int, boom, just like that. So we could say here, new resource response. That's going to be hotels, and we are going to say pagination.page. Why is this not working? Cannot use hotels variable of slice pointer any. What's going on here? Actually, this is so wrong. This cannot work. Never. In my opinion. Is that? You see it can't, right? Because it's an any. A pointer to an any makes no sense at all, to be honest. But hey, sometimes you're desperate. You want to try some stuff. I'm thinking here. Actually, instead of making this generic here, because the problem is we need to make it generic because this data, right? We cannot... we cannot do... You see, it's nasty. We're going to delete this new resource response anyway. We're going to delete that. We're going to say that the response here, we're going to type it out. It's going to be a resource response, right? And we're going to do it like this. We're going to say the data is going to be the hotels. It's going to be the same problem. It's going to be the same fucking problem. Wait, I have an idea. Let's make it an any, right? Because we can actually do the results itself here. Now that we have that, we could do len hotels, right? Len hotels going on with this keyboard. Hotels. And then we're going to say that the page is going to be pagination.page, something like that. Because it's an N64, we need to cast it to an int. So we're going to delete this and we're going to say response. That's what we're going to do, right? Is this going to work? Who knows? Let's try and see. Make run, new request sent. So now we're going to have results are 5 and that's the data, you see? And the page is 10. So that's nice for the front end, right? Now we can say 12, boom. We're going to have results 5, of course, because let's limit it to, for example, 15, boom. Of course, there's a problem because we are sitting out of our page limit. So we're going to say 4, for example, results 15, and now we have page 4. Looking good to me, right? Now we have that beautifully. The cool stuff is also that it's going to work for all databases because the implementation of the underlying implementation of pagination sits into the specific implementation of that data resource, right? But the pagination is basically fixed here, right? So the next thing is, for example, is a very important aspect. Let me see how many minutes we have here on this lesson. Okay, 24. We can actually do a couple of stuff more. So basically, the next problem we're going to have is what if we want to do, for example, this one. Let me open up this. So we're going to have our pagination thing, page and limit, right? And you could also do sort and all that stuff, right? But let's say we're going to do n stars needs to be 3 stars, right? we cannot filter on this. You know what I mean? So because you see, the stars, it's a rating, by the way. Rating. But it doesn't matter because we don't do anything, right? So it should only show us with rating 3. You know what I mean? So what we're going to do with this is... that's actually not for pagination. That's for filtering, right? Because that's going to be, if you go to hotels here, that's going to be inside of this filter here. Where is it? Get hotels. It's going to be this filter map here, right? This one, right? So where do we do that? Also in hotel handler, I guess. Yeah. So here, this filter is nil, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to make a filter. And the filter is going to be a map. It's going to be a DB map, by the way. DB map. And we're going to say stars rating 3. Not quite sure if that's going to work. Because I think we need to do something for that. Not quite sure. Maybe it works out of the bat. Who knows? Connection was refused. Unexpected. Oh, I did make test. We need to check that because it was a failing test, by the way. Unauthorized request. Why is that? Are we... I know why. Because we did our test and everything is reset. Our test also reset the same thing, remember? So we're going to copy this, give this guy a complete new token here. Completely fresh. Boom. Of course, now we need to make run. I know. Send. All right. So now we have nothing here. That's actually nasty. Let's see if we can go 2. That's not working. Rating 1 is not working. Good news and bad news. Wait, actually, I think why. This page is 4. I don't think we have so many pages, right? Okay, it's working. You see, it's actually... No, it's not working. Or is it? Rating is 3. What's going on here? Oh yeah, I think no. Of course it's working because hey, guys, hotel handler, look at this. Here, rating is 3, so it's working, right? So if you do rating 2, if you do rating 2 here, make run. Sometimes a little bit confused, not gonna lie. You're gonna see now it's rating 2, right? That's fine. So our filter is working. The next thing we need to do is find a way to basically also we have this pagination with this query parser, right? This is actually very important. But we want to have a filter. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the filter here. Because a filter has nothing to do with the DB itself, while pagination can work for everything. A filter actually also. But I think it's a little bit more of a handler thing. So we're going to say hotel filter. Because why? In this case, we're going to filter for hotels. It's not the same as filtering for rooms or something, right? Hotel filter is going to be a structure. And we're going to say we're going to filter on a rating, for example. I think we need to have JSON here. JSON rating. That's good. Yeah. And we're also going to say we're going to embed. I think that's going to work. We're going to embed the db.pagination inside of this filter. And that's do we need to JSON this? I don't think so. It's going to inherit these things, so I think it's going to be fine. We don't need JSON here, by the way, guys. It's fine. Because query parser is no JSON, right? So we are going to say, instead of this pagination here, I'm going to try something like var. What's going on here? Var filter is going to be a hotel filter. And filter. Fiddler. We don't need this. We have the filter here. Actually, to be honest, because I don't like to make it generic. I want a filter should be strict, in my opinion. It's easier to make it generic with a map string int, with a map string any, but I think the problem is that what we need to do now is basically set this filter itself as a DB map to make it compatible with our DB. So we could say, for example, rating is going to be hfilter.rating. That's fine. So we actually skip this pagination out of this thing. That's fine. And this should be hfilter. This pagination we don't need anymore, because this is going to be the hfilter. Actually, this filter should be query. Hotel query params. Hotel query params is this one. Let's call this params. Hotel query params. Yes, that's actually good. Params here. This is going to be the params rating, and this is going to be params.pagination. Look at this. This is clean. I hope this works. Oh, this is clean. So we're going to say make run here. Okay, we have a little problem. No required module provides pagination. Hotel handler 6. What's going on here? We don't need this, man. Why is it actually doing that, this pagination thing? Let me see what's going on here. It's importing a pagination. Oh, it's this one. I see. It's a pagination page. It's going to be query. How do we call this? Params page. Hop, make run. Yes. All right. Let's close the terminal and let's see if this is going to work. Boom. Rating is 4. That's fine. Let's do rating 1. Yes, we have rating 1. That's amazing. Let's do limit. Let's do to limit. You see, it's fine. Let's do page 4. Boom. Page 4 here. It's all working pretty fine. Yes, that's good. So that's basically how you can filter. Of course, you could filter based on, for example, the number of rooms, right? If they give me all hotels with so many rooms, but that's basically MongoDB specific, right? That's very easy. You know how to make a filter. You know how to parse it. It's already set up, and that's basically MongoDB details, right? That's something. It's the whole blueprint is here, right? The whole blueprint is here. I think I like this. I like it a lot, to be honest, because you can actually, this pagination is fine. We can reuse that all over the fucking place. And this rating here, we can actually like set. You could do len rooms or something. Could be an int. You could do actually num rooms or something. You could do. You can expand this hotel query params as much as you want, right? Cool. That's that. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.